questions today. Let's keep it going. We've got Heather right now in the audience. Kimberly has been working on an answer to your question, so what would you like to ask her?
Well, I'm just wondering about an attic space in a 2.5-story century home. It's been partially finished, but it's been mostly used for storage in the most recent years. So I'm just looking for some ideas for maybe reusing that space now as usable space for either longer-term guests or emerging teens into the attic.
I like the emerging teens idea. Here's the thing, when you have that space, and so many people do have that space, it's not being used, why not fix it up? It's such a great idea, Heather, to do that.
I love it, emerging teens.
Emerging teens.
They're very loud when they emerge, just so you know. They come with a lot of noise, and that's my only reservation, because she wants to put them above her.
Right.
And it's a young man who's hitting the rafters first.
Right.
And I can imagine my son there with his guitar and like rocking the house. Anyway, I thought this was fun. Heather brought in a lot of pictures, and I had to become Nancy Drew and figure out the shape of this room. So here's one picture. Let's see if you can play along at home.
Okay.
And then here's another picture. This is in the attic looking downstairs. That is some groovy carpet, exactly the same color as Yannick's jacket. So it has to stay. And then there's another photo. And then, you know, it just kind of goes on and on. So I say all this, Heather, because I haven't actually been to your house, so I just want you to make sure you do some serious measuring before you take Kimberly's advice and do anything. So my suggestion, Heather had a couple of interesting thoughts. What if we put a mini bar in there? Really, do you want your 15-year-old living at home until he's 45? No mini bar. No mini bar in the kids' bedroom.
But I like the way your mind goes.
I said to her, do you have a mini bar in your bathroom? No. Do you have a mini bar in your bedroom? No. So of course we're going to install one in the King of the Castle's house. No, he doesn't get a mini bar. So no to the mini bar. So the money I spent on Janice's landscaping, I save for Heather. Sorry, Janice.
Maybe she wants to keep his son, her son at home.
No, she doesn't trust me.
Maybe she won't.
Even if she thinks she does, she won't. I speak from experience. Hi, Cooper. How are you, honey? Okay. So my suggestion is just like what Yannick said, divide and conquer. On one side, I would do a sleeping studio where he can have a sofa, because you can see the staircase there in the middle. There's already a wall that exists. Let's flank the bed opposite that, facing a nice window outdoors. Lovely. And then you're going to need some space for closet. There is a ceiling slope on both sides of the room, so that's what that dotted line represents.
Really? I didn't see that on any of the pictures.
That's some sleuthing. So that's what that dotted line represents, and I would take back some of that storage because it's kind of lost anyway, unless your son's going to crawl in there. Yeah. I would do some inexpensive drywall and doors and take that back as storage. Could be your Christmas holiday storage, could be your luggage, it could be anything, but use that space, because a son doesn't need, the reality is most often a son doesn't need as much closet space as a daughter. That's not always true, but that's sometimes true. So you'll check in on that. And then on the other side, I would do a nice sitting area. And the most important thing, I would make sure that I would get a very thick padded floor, and then I would put a nice carpet on top of it, and I would make sure I would treat the acoustics very respectfully, because they really, once they get a couple friends up there watching TV, it's going to get kind of loud. It's going to get loud.
And maybe paint everything the same color.
Yeah.
Like railings, slopes, doors, because there's so many angles.
So you have it, that continuous
open
feel.
and airy.
Very nice. Okay, break time. Stay with us. More coming up.